Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, I am so excited. Smash the like button on this video. I am really excited. Amir Khan and Kell Brook is finally over the line. Wow. I actually can't believe it. Like, you know how when you waited for something so long and then it's here and you actually cannot believe it. It's like people in America might not understand because they probably haven't been following their careers from the get-go. Like, obviously when Khan became a world level fighter, when Brook, fought Sean Porter, that's probably when they realized who these guys were. But we as UK British people here, born in the UK or from Britain, we know what this rivalry means, and we know how long this rivalry has been going on, and we know how long this is being talked about for, before Kell Brook was even a name. And what I mean by that, Khan reached the top a lot faster than Kell Brook. So Khan's name was a lot out there before Kell Brook. So even when Kell Brook wasn't known in America, we know what it meant, that fight meant here. And so many years have gone by, so much talk, so much this, that, and the other, and the fight's never happened. It's never happened. And it's always been like, oh, people have been left frustrated, this, that, and the other. And it's unbelievable that this fight is actually happening now. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it that this fight is happening. I need to pinch myself. And I actually got like a butterflies in my stomach when I saw the press conference. The press conference was fiery. I actually got butterflies in my stomach. And people saying, oh, and I want to put this out there. People that are saying that they're not going to watch this fight, it's 10 years too late fight. Shut up. Shut up. Yes, we can't go back in the past. We can't go back in the past. We can't go back in the past. Yes, it's 50 years too late. Who cares? We've got it. We never got Junior Witter, Ricky Hatton. We never got Calzaghe Froch. We're getting it. It doesn't matter where they're at. The fact that they declined at the same rate makes the fight exciting. What makes you think this isn't going to be an exciting fight? Tell me. What makes this is not an exciting fight? Generally, you've got two vulnerable guys that can be knocked out. You've got two guys that aren't what they were. You've got two guys that aren't at the top of their game. Why is this not going to be an exciting fight? Both of them stylistically are vulnerable, right? They both have their flaws. They both have great strengths as well. Why is this not going to be an exciting fight? Please tell me. Please explain how this is not going to be an exciting fight. I don't care whether it's 5 years past his best. I watch boxing for entertainment, right? Entertainment can come at all levels in boxing. It can come at the highest level. It can come at the lowest level. It can come at any level, right? Are you trying to tell me that you've never watched a British level fight and you've not been excited by it, or you've not seen, wow, what a scrap? The only difference is that these two are high-profile names. That's the only difference. And these two were big stars. So what's the difference? What makes you think this is not going to be an entertaining fight? I watch boxing for entertainment. I don't care whether it's... at the end of the day, we don't get the belts. We don't get the IBF belt. We don't get the WBA belt. The fighters get that. The fact that this fight has no relevance on world level is irrelevant. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be an exciting fight. It doesn't mean it's not going to be an exciting fight. I watch boxing for entertainment, not necessarily for the belts. Not necessarily for what it does at world level. I couldn't care less. I want to see Terence Crawford, Errol Spence because it's a good fight. I couldn't care less if it's for the undisputed. Yes, it means something to boxing history, but the fighters are the ones that gain from that. We don't gain from that. It's not our legacy on the line. It's not we that's getting paid. They are. We just care about watching great boxing. We just care about watching a great fight. That's what we care about. We don't care about whether, they're going to become undisputed or they're going to get belt. Why does that matter? Yeah, if you're a fan like I am of Khan, I would have loved to see Khan fight Bradley and look to become undisputed. As a Khan fan, it would have been great for his legacy. But right now, it's an Amir Khan fight. I'm going to watch it. What are you going to say? I'm not going to watch the fight because it's 10 years past their best, or who cares? It's still a fight. It's still going to be exciting. It's still going to be good to watch. That's what matters. It's entertainment, guys. Why are people trying to make out like, oh, it's way past this judo? Who cares? It's still going to be a good fight. I'm telling you, it's still going to be a good fight. It's still going to be a fight worth watching. The fact that they're not in their peak doesn't mean it's not going to be a good fight, and doesn't mean it's not going to be entertaining. And stop lying. You're going to watch the fight. You're going to watch the fight. Whether you pick, you're going to watch it. You're going to find a way to watch the fight, or you're going to find a way to watch this fight, or keep up with the score, keep up with what's happening in the fight. Don't lie. Don't lie. If you're commenting on social media saying it's 5 years too late, I can't care. Why are you commenting if you're not interested? I don't watch golf. When the Ryder Cup happens, I'm not interested. I don't watch golf. I'm not into it. So I don't care what happens in the Ryder Cup. Even though everyone's talking about it, I don't care because I'm not interested in it. If you're not interested in the fight, why are you bothering commenting on social media? Because you are interested in the fight and you are going to watch it and you are going to want to know the result. So stop saying you're not interested in it. Stop saying you're not interested in it because you are going to want to know what's happened. In terms of me getting onto the fight, I really love the head-to-head. And a lot of people are saying it's fake. A lot of people are saying it's man. Listen, a lot of head-to-heads are fake. A lot of head-to-heads are manufactured because that's what generally happens. You know, they look to hype it up, try to get the public interested. But this isn't fake. This is real. Khan and Brook rivalry is not fake. They genuinely don't like each other. And Amir Khan mentioned a few things that Brook has always been jealous of me. Yeah, he's right. Brook has always been jealous. Brook has been bitter, right? Because he felt like Amir Khan was always a bigger name and always got a bigger name coming off the Olympics. And Amir Khan earned that. He fought better fighters. He won a silver medal at the Olympics. Brook never did any of that. And when you look at it, Khan has had the more accomplished career. However, it's a brilliant I'm gonna do a breakdown. I'm gonna do all of that. I'm gonna even do one with my brother, hopefully, who you guys know is not a fan of either Khan or Brook massively. I'm a big Khan fan, but I actually think it's gonna be a great fight. I think both fighters can win. I think it's an excellent fight. You know, forget the weight, forget all of that nonsense. It's an excellent fight. You know, people saying that, well, you know, Brook's gonna be drained. Stop it. They're both past their best. They're both not the fighters they were. So, Brook punch resistance isn't the same. We saw that against the Crawford fight. He got hit by a jab and he completely capitulated. Amir Khan's never had the greatest punch resistance, but maybe his speed isn't the same as what it was. His strengths. So they're both in the same kind of position, right? Personally, if I was to, you know, give you my honest opinion, I genuinely I'm torn. I don't know. I don't know. If I was to give you my honest opinion on how I see the fight and how I think what happens. See, in their primes, I think if Amir Khan and Kell Brook had fought, how I saw the fight going was, I saw Amir Khan outboxing Kell Brook, winning most of the rounds, winning the rounds against Kell Brook. But could Kell Brook time Amir Khan in the fight? And that's what made the fight interesting. I didn't see Amir Khan stopping Kell Brook. I could see Kell Brook stopping Amir Khan. But it was always a competitive matchup. People trying to make out like it was never competitive and Brook works, you're a fanboy. You don't know boxing. If you think a fight I would have sold out Wembley twice over, that would have done over 1 million pay-per-view buys, is not a competitive fight, then why are so many people interested? Is because it was a competitive fight. Stop getting your feelings in the way. I'm a Khan fan. I admit this was a very good fight in its prime. A very good fight. But to say Brook would have destroyed, come on, get the hell out of here, man. I hate when people do that. But the point I'm trying to make is, this for me was always a competitive fight. This was always a competitive fight. And it's the same now. But the complex and of the fight has changed. And I'll tell you how. Khan, in my opinion, in his prime, couldn't stop Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook was very sturdy, very strong chin. I believe now Khan can stop Kell Brook. Here's how I see the fight going. I personally think that Amir Khan always starts fast in his fights. He's always a fast starter. He's got very fast hands and he starts fast. But he slows down, because any natural guy that's throwing so many punches, that's a combination puncher like Khan that relies on high volume, would generally slow down as the fight goes on. That's just human nature. It's nature taking its course. You're going to tire as the rounds go by. You're going to get tired, especially if you're a volume puncher like Amir Khan. So, how I see this fight, and going off Brook's punch resistance in his last fight against Crawford, which, let's be honest, it was terrible the way he got stopped in that fight. Off a jab, which was, like I said, I've seen Brook fight in his prime, and Brook had a very good chin, right? And that did just looked unbelievable. I don't know what happened there. It looked bizarre the way he got stopped in that fight. Off a hook jab, it was a nothing kind of punch to really stop him. It wasn't like Porter never got stopped. Porter got hit by a massive uppercut by Crawford, and he still got up, and it was still controversial, the stoppage. Brook was all over the place. I didn't understand what happened there. But that aside, what that tells me is there's serious deterioration. Whether that was the weight, whether that was his eye socket, there's serious deterioration with Kell Brook. Now, here's how I think this fight goes. I personally think that Amir Khan, in the first 3 or 4 rounds, will probably stop Kell Brook, because I don't think Brook will be able to take the onslaught that Khan brings early. However, if Kell Brook is able to absorb Amir Khan's shots early on in the fight, and this fight goes past 4 rounds, I've got Kell Brook by stoppage late on in the fight, because I don't think Amir Khan has the stamina now to go the distance. I don't believe Brook has the stamina, but I just think Brook has the heavier hands. And as Amir Khan slows and gets tired, Brook is the heavier, stronger man and the bigger puncher. The chances are he's going to hit Khan if, like I said, he's able to take his punches early on in the fight. Because Khan, like I said, Amir Khan is going to start off very fast. He's going to be very sharp, right? And Brook is going to be under a lot of pressure early on in that fight. If his punch resistance has diminished, like I think it has, then I don't believe he gets through that initial first 3 or 4 rounds. I think Khan will overwhelm him and knock him out. However, if Brook is able to get past that first 2 or 3 rounds, then I think or first 3 or 4, whatever you want to say, wants to get past the first part of the fight, first 3 or 4 rounds, I believe it's Kell Brook's fight, because because of what I've just explained. I think Kell Brook will most likely time him later on, because he's the bigger, stronger man. And Amir Khan will tire, and there's a great chance the bigger, stronger man will land something that could hurt him. But the way I'm looking at it, and the way I'm looking at Brook's fight previously, I know people will say, oh, it's against Crawford, it's irrelevant. The fact is, I'm looking at the way he got stopped. If Brook is able to absorb Amir Khan's punches, which he may do at this point, I don't know. It's very difficult to say. I believe Brook probably wins the fight late on by stoppage. However, if I have to make a prediction of styles now and of what I saw Brook in his last fight, and bearing in mind, I think this fight's going to happen near 147, so the weight's going to come into it. Even if it's 149, the weight's going to come into it. Kell Brook is at a disadvantage here. So I basically think that Khan will stop him within the first 3 or 4 rounds. But if this fight goes past the first half of the fight, then I've got Brook. Because like I said to you, I don't think Amir Khan has the stamina to go the distance. I don't think Amir Khan... and also Brook would have shown that he can absorb Amir Khan's shots, because we know that Amir Khan's going to land a lot of shots early on in the fight. And as Amir Khan tires, and if Brook is able to absorb his punishment, I believe Brook will land something that will probably stop him. And listen, I'm a big Khan fan, so you guys know I'm pulling for Khan to win this fight. But I've just got to be real about how I see this fight. I personally predicting that I think Amir Khan will stop him in the first 3-4 rounds. I won't be even surprised if it's the first 1 or 2 rounds, because I genuinely think that Brook's punch resistance is gone, and I think Khan's going to land the shots first because he's faster. Amir Khan's gonna land a lot of combination punches. He's not gonna be landing one. He's gonna be landing 2 or 3, 4. Once he gets into that groove. But if Brook is able to absorb those punches and he's not affected by those punches, and the fight goes past the first 3 or 4 rounds, then I feel that Amir Khan might be in trouble. Because I think Brook, like I said, his physicality, his strength, may come into play. But now people may say, well, Brook will be drained, so Brook will get tired. It's irrelevant, because in my opinion, Brook is the bigger man here. And Amir Khan, as he gets tired, leaves more openings, right? And Kell Brook has a greater chance of timing him. And also, Brook would have also, if it goes to round 6, 7, Brook would have also have taken shots from Amir Khan. So what that that I'll say is that he can absorb his shots. So there's nothing wrong with his chin, or there's nothing wrong with his punch resistance. And that's where I think Brook will probably stop Amir Khan. However, going off stylistically and going off where I see Brook now, I personally favor Khan by stoppage early on in that fight. And I've seen a lot of people say that. But I've always kind of viewed that fight that I think it's going to be first 3 or 4 rounds. I think Amir Khan will probably stop him. But like I said, if Brook gets past that early stage, then I think it's Brook's fight. That's just how I see it. You know, I might be wrong. Maybe Brook knocks him out in the first round. Maybe Khan knocks him out late. But that's just the feeling that I'm getting. That's just what I get. The fact that Amir Khan is fast early on and Brook's punch resistance and he's drained out the way. I just favor that Amir Khan will start fast and he'll land something early on that maybe will put Brook down and then he'll just overwhelm him. Because one thing we know about Khan, he's a very good finisher. When he gets you hurt, because he's so fast of hands, he's going to get you out of there. But if Brook is able to get through that initial stage and able to eat Amir Khan's punches, then I think Amir Khan late on in the fight might be in trouble. But that's just how I see the fight going. But I don't see Kell Brook getting through that first onslaught, unfortunately, at this point in his career. That's how I see it. I don't know how you guys see it. I'd love to know your opinion, your predictions, but I'm just glad the fight's over the line. I'll be doing a breakdown with my brother later on just to see what his opinions are about the fight. I was really, you know, I'm really excited, as you can probably hear from my voice. You know, I've got that feeling in my stomach, and people may not have that connection with this fight, but this fight means a lot to me because I've been waiting for this fight for a very long time. This fight has I'm just connected to it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the build-up. And as you guys know, I'm probably going to do a lot of videos. So you guys are going to love it because I'm going to do a lot of videos about it. If you're a Brook fan, you're probably not, because you're going to say I'm biased. If you're an Amir Khan fan, you're probably going to love it. But I am biased. You know, I am biased. Of course I am. You know, I started watching boxing because of Amir Khan. So I'm not going to be... you guys know who I want to win, you know. So I'm just honest about that. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I'm going to be honest about it, you know. So I want him to win the fight. But like I said, I've given you my honest breakdown. I don't think I'm being biased about that. That's just what I honestly feel. I think Amir Khan early on in the fight, and I think Brook late. That's how I see it. That's just, I might be wrong, because it's just my hunch on what I'm going off stylistically and where I see them in their careers and the vulnerabilities they showed of late in their careers. I don't think Amir Khan has the fitness to go the distance. I don't think Kell Brook has the punch resistance, and Amir Khan doesn't have the, you know, punch resistance as well. Kell Brook doesn't have power, but I just think Amir Khan will land first. I think Amir Khan will get to him before Kell Brook gets to him, and that's why I'm favoring him. But if Brook gets past that initial stage, then it's Brook's fight as far as I'm concerned. But you guys might see it another way. I'd love to know your opinion. That's what's great about boxing. You see it differently. I spoke to some friends that actually think Khan will win by unanimous decision. I don't see how Amir Khan's going to go the distance, but I might be wrong. That's the beauty of sport. We all have our opinions. And I want you guys to leave your opinions in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video, guys. Peace.